first question comes from Brad Squatter Marissa Suku, who said, what would happen if you missed your interview date because USCIS never updated your address despite mailing you confirmation that they did? The appointment notice was sent to the old address and we got it too late. We got notice that they had updated our address though.
Make a motion to reopen, but you only have 30 days to do that. You got to pay a filing fee. Or refile again.
Fearless Michelle is saying, I recently got a letter that the I-130 filed by my husband had been transferred to Texas office and that they will write me when it's approved or require any documents. He was a PR when he filed, so permanent resident when he filed. Now he's a citizen. What must I do? Must I file documents to the Texas office with a copy of the I-797 notice?
Yes, and upgrade it to citizen. Correct.
Our next question comes from Yo Deep, who said, I'm from the Philippines and I've got a petition approved since December of 2015. I'm older than 21, unmarried son. If I get married, is it going to change my wait time and is it going to be longer?
Is sponsors a resident?
We don't know if he's been sponsored.
If the sponsor's a resident, that ends the case. You don't get a green card. If your sponsor is a U.S. citizen parent, you've just made your green card wait about a decade more.
Oh my gosh. So either way, don't do it.
Correct.
Yeah. Alaya Perez saying, hey Brad, I'm a conditional green card holder. My question is, I want to apply for Obamacare, but I need to know if that would affect me in the future like a public charge when I have to remove the conditions.
No, it won't.
Okay.
Abby said, if my father is retired because he's 75 years old, he came on a visitor's visa 4 months ago, should I petition for him here or let him go back to South America first? I'm a citizen.
File an adjustment here.
Les Lobo saying, would it be possible to get a copy of 1988 green card application with a FOIA request to USCIS? I hear they have a digitized records going back 50 years. Is this true? How long would it take?
Yes, you can get it, and if you fast track it, just say, I just want a copy of this and nothing else. Hopefully a couple months.
Lady Gaza said, if a stepfather filed for his stepdaughter, how long after she receives her green card can she file for her citizenship? And after receiving the citizenship, can she file for a parent who is living here out of status?
5 years after she gets her green card,
Mm-hmm.
and assuming she's over 21, she can file for her parent the next day after she becomes a citizen.
All right, Bubba is saying he needs some help. Okay, it's from Gambia, West Africa. The case is a CR1, and they have a message from NVC that accept all the required documents and still waiting the interview date. It's more than 3 months now. What should they do?
Call me, and we got to call the embassy.
Absolutely.
All right, Bubba.
Bubba, moves on you.
Yeah.
Kay Marshall said, I filed in January and did my biometric on February 21st, but have yet to receive my work permit. And when I check online, it's not saying that the biometric's been received. Could this mean that something went wrong from the time I took my biometric to the time they sent it?
It's very possible. You should have had your work permit by now.
Benito de New York saying, I have a son from a previous relationship who lives in my country. Do I need to bring his birth certificate to my green card interview? I'm married to a U.S. citizen.
Yes, if you ever want to sponsor that son, yes.
Tammy said, I'm filing for my spouse. Do the documents have to be filed by the postmark date or the receipt notice date before the public charge goes into effect?
It has to be received by immigration before the 15th of October.
Andrea is saying, hey, can I file an 864W with or after the I-130 for my minor child if my child will automatically derive U.S. citizenship at the same time that he comes to the U.S. as a permanent resident? I'm a U.S. citizen.
You don't need an affidavit support for that case.
DZ Info said, with an approved I-130 and a receipt of the I-824 to transfer the I-130 to NVC, could I apply for the immigrant visa straight with the consular officer?
No, you still have to go through the National Visa Center.
Andrea is saying, once my kid is 16, enter with the U.S. with a green card in the legal custody of me, a U.S. citizen parent. They automatically become a U.S. citizen. Can I apply for his U.S. passport right away? Is it faster than the N600?
Yes, but you should do the N600 also.
Goat-like said, can parents who were barred for 10 years have any possibility of being sponsored by their U.S. citizen daughter? The punishment was over in June 2018, and parents have visited the U.S. as Canadians 3 times since.
Yes, if your punishment, your 10 years is up, then go file.
My question is, can daycare school sponsor me if I have a bachelor's degree in education? My visa is C1. I have a qualifying relative who will suffer hardship. My potential employer is asking if I can get fingerprinted for employment purposes using just the tax ID and asking the salary requirements if they will sponsor me.
Yes, it sounds plausible.
Ooh, I like
Nice.
those. Yeah, get you that job, baby girl.
Yeah.
Marsha McCullough said, my relative wants to get his 2 children here. He's a green card holder by marriage. What forms does he need to file?
I-130.
Chica saying, hey Brad, y'all are doing a wonderful job.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Here's my question. I have my citizenship interview next week. I'm owing on
Owing.
I'm owing on my tax. Can that be a problem with my interview?
If you owe and not on a payment plan, yes.
Mary said, if someone thinks they might have accrued a misrepresentation 15 years ago, and now my immigrant visa interview is current 15 years later, would NVC have approved all of my civil documents and fees and forwarded my case to the U.S. consulate in my home country for an interview if they knew I was inadmissible?
Yes.
They would have gone through all of that?
Yes.
Oh my God, MS, please get an attorney.
Ooh.
Please.
Right there.
Yeah.
Next one comes from Sharon Brooks saying, affidavit of support if a child is not noted on your last tax return because the mother claimed for that child as a dependent. Should you note the child on your form as dependent children?
Yes.
Anrita said, can my sister change her address with NVC? She's living out of the country and they put her case number BAG because she's Iraqi and left her country after I filed the I-130. Now she's a refugee, and because she is in a minority religion, she couldn't go back there. What can we do?
Change the address to wherever she is now.
And we can do that with NVC even though she's not in Iraq anymore?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Kwano saying, if I go get married to my fiance in Ghana, could he come back with me before I file his paperwork?
No.
Amma said, if the status is changed from a J1 to an H1B while in the U.S., how long of a wait time for the H4 to be approved if the biometric was done in August? This is at the California office.
A couple months.
Drums Lewis saying, my EAD is going to expire in a couple months. Do I have to pay to renew it?
On an adjustment, you shouldn't have to.
Rudy said, I applied for asylum 2 years ago, but the person who's helping me with my case just graduated from university and I don't even have a work permit yet. Do you think it's going well?
No.
Kofi saying, please, I have a question for you. My friend, he and his U.S. spouse attended his green card interview yesterday, and the officer asked the wife if he was married before, and the wife said yes. The officer asked his wife again, where is his divorce or maybe divorce papers? And she said she's in New Jersey, or divorcee. Where's the divorcee? She said that she's in New Jersey, and the officer did not say anything again. He wants to know if he should be worried. So I guess the officer asked,
Did you bring a divorce paper? No. Did you list that you were married previously? No. Yeah, I'd be worried.
Yeah, that's bad news bears.
That's bad news bears.
If you're a permanent resident, can you file an adjustment of status for your kids? One is 18, the other is 12, and they're both in the U.S.
If they're in legal status, yes.
all right, and last one for right now, Marco saying, hey Brad, my wife and I got mail from USCIS that our interview has been scheduled. We're expecting the mail to arrive with the exact date, but we're also expecting the baby. Due date will be November 5th. What should we do if the interview date matches the day of my wife's delivery? Should I go alone on the interview with proof of her being in the hospital or call USCIS and try to reschedule? We don't want to lose the opportunity to reschedule.
Go alone with proof that she's in the hospital.
All right.
Oh my
Congratulations.
God. Yes.
Congratulations. But also, I really need her to like either wait a few days or do it a few days beforehand.
Squeeze?
Don't like just don't have to miss anything
Exactly.
at your interview.
Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.